Like, it just, everything we try and uncover in this episode reveals more crap. The deeper we go, it's just crap all the way down.
It's a mine.
It is.
But it's bottomless. Vast amounts of can be yours if you just keep thinking, whoa, more for me. I love this Yes. It's so
Welcome back to The Watch.
Hey guys.
And we have just finished watching Phalo episode 7.
Well, have we finished? We still have 2 episodes left, Shad. And this was like probably my favourite episode so far. I loved it. It's so good.
I have not the capacity to process the sheer amount of steaming dog crap in this episode. There is so much where I think, just to save me having to try and recollect it all, in editing, Oz, you're going to have to take out the live reaction comments that we had.
I'm keeping that.
Because just watching it, this is the first time where things were so bad I had to pause it and vent at the sheer stupidity while watching. Usually I could just make a comment here or two, have a reaction, and let it play through. This was This was a new level.
You need to pause. Your brain needs to translate the stupid because you have trouble understanding it. You know, it's like wait a minute.
Yeah.
Why could
what? and that's what I mean. Is like to process just all the stupidity in this episode. It would take like a day or two. This is raw reaction. We literally just finished watching it. We're gonna do our best just to talk about how bad this episode was. It won't be as succinct if I really just. But this is the type of episode that I could make like a 2-hour video on.
Yeah.
Breaking down all the stupidity in detail. Really going through.
And you could be talking like you could be saying like 30 words in like 5 seconds. Mm-hmm. Like you'd be speaking as fast as you possibly can, and it would still take 2 hours to get through the stupid in this video. It is like, this is beyond nonsensical. This is like, what even is this, Shad? What demon wrote this? Someone living in a reality where material doesn't matter to them. There is no consistent time. Someone from the warp in Warhammer 40k wrote this.
No, then it would be cool. This is just bad. And all right. Let's start broad and then narrow down, and then we'll do our regular thing. Even after sharing our broad overview and everything, we'll do a scene by scene playthrough and maybe catch everything. And who knows, this video might end up being 2 hours as is, just trying to just catch all the crap around us in this episode, and even then, more will slip through our fingers.
Yeah.
We won't be able to cover everything. This show is so bad, you can't even like analyze, mention, and bring to light all the bad in it. Which is why we encourage you to watch multiple reviews. Watch Disparu, watch Arch Warhammer, okay? These are guys who are reviewing it.
Angry Joe's one of this.
Even Angry Joe now and then. He liked the last episode.
No, but this one, he's like, fine, what is this? And then the other 2 guys like, what were we saying the whole time? Oh, man.
So, who's the guy on Angry Joe? Who's the bigger guy?
I don't know his name.
Is it Alex?
I think it's Alex, something like that.
I like Alex.
Yeah.
He actually seems to be a more objective reviewer,
yeah.
and he usually has the more better takes in the reviews. And I watched some Angry Joes, and if his name is Alex, he is calling out the crap.
Yeah.
So good on him.
I always look at him whenever I'm watching an Angry Joe review because he's just like, they're like, you know, it's But you know what they rated this episode? It was funny. Kwan out of 10. But then, not Alex, but the other dude, he's like, what was redeeming about it? What gives it the 1? Oh, man.
It is horrible. And also, almost every review, I come into this saying, I did not think that this show could get any worse.
Didn't think,
How? Yet it keeps surpassing my expectations.
It keeps making new records for itself.
This is a new type of subverting expectations. The writers could teach Ryan Johnson a thing or two, because every time I think it can't get worse, it does.
The writers belong in the Guinness World of retards, man. Like, they're the dumbest.
Oh my goodness.
How do they have a job?
And also, how much money was put into this?
$90 million.
This is the most expensive turn I've ever seen.
What would you do with $90 million? If
My goodness.
You played like 10 minutes of Halo. More accurately, like an hour and a half, to be fair, right? You would make something infinitely better. I have complete trust that I would give you, if I had $90 million and I have to choose between these guys or, some other rando or you, I'd give it to you. Like, here, make a Halo. Oh. Because at least if I gave it to you, your first thought wouldn't be, let's give an Asian lady all of the bloody, and then she's just the worst possible character, and everyone loves, like... I need one.
So this Phalo episode gives me very strong Wheel of Time TV show episode 5 vibes, where instead of looking at the original lore, they have an entire episode dedicated to a made-up character that's not in the original lore.
Yep.
And if there is anything that would piss off fans more, then instead of drawing off the original material, the stories that we want to see, that they have dedicate a whole episode, all this money, to something that is not even in the original material. We don't want to see characters that are irrelevant and meaningless to us. They did this in Wheel of Time episode 5, and it was because the writers just felt they wanted to pleasure themselves, like how great we are, we can do better than the writer, the source material. Here's our own character, our own story. And that philosophy has actually been basically the whole concept of this Phalo show, where instead of the source material, we want to write our own story. They get rid of, thrown everything out, and they've just wanted to write their own story with the skin suit of these characters. So that's bad enough. But now we come to an episode where it's an entire episode dedicated to not only an irrelevant character that isn't in the material, but it's a character that no one likes, is obnoxious as hell, is a spoiled, whiny brat, who's incompetent and just awful.
Vicious too, vicious.
Vicious.
Also, but you're wrong about one thing. You're right about all of those attributes, which makes her a pretty awful person though. But the first thing you said, no one likes her. No, Shad, everyone likes her, except for the villain, the white male villain. Everyone else loves her and will go out of their way to help her.
So I pointed this out in our live reaction. Let's cut to it.
You want to insult me? You're going to let me save your ass.
I'm doing just fine on my own, thanks.
This really is the thing where everyone just loves her for no reason. She's the strong female character. She's special. You got a strength. Everyone just loves you, even though she's the most obnoxious freaking cow brat. Oh my goodness. Soren, you would want to shoot her in the head.
Yeah, I hope he's just trying to get the gun so he can use it on her.
Showman. So they're literally doing that trope where the writers are so incompetent that they don't know how to write a likable, engaging, competent, funny, anything character, but they want a character like that, so they have other characters in the show say, oh, this is what they like. You're so, like, the dad says, you have skill, you have like talent or whatever skills beyond my understanding or anything beyond me. To
be fair, that is actually true. You somehow yell and say hateful to everyone, yet they love you. Are you a mutant? How do you do this?
She does have some type of magic where she can just scream and get her way.
Yeah, even I hate you, daughter, but somehow I'm just compelled to help you.
And Soren, right? He has every reason to despise this friggin' female dog. She's an absolute
bitch.
Yes, okay.
So whatever, just go like that and I'll say it.
Okay. And now, oh wow, I can't believe how bad this show is. The very last time we saw Kwan and Soren, Kwan had just knocked out Soren.
Yep.
Okay, and had a gun pointed to him.
Yep.
And so Soren, he tried to help her. All right, she backstabbed him essentially. Meaning got his ship ruined, lied about having money, and them randomly finding money that it was really clear that Kwan had no idea about. It's like, no, even her auntie, when she was trying to get support, said there's no money. So she lied through her teeth, right? So that's the betrayal. And then just backstabbed him, and from all context that we understand, left him for dead.
Yeah.
Okay? So...
Well, yeah, literally, because he bought a car back, probably to pick her up too.
Yeah, exactly. A car that worked.
And
then she took the car, drove away, because she's the one who has it, and left him stranded with a broken bike that was so broken that they couldn't fix it, and he had to abandon anyway.
Yeah. Also, how did she get the thing off her wrist? The handcuff?
She still had it on her wrist at the beginning of the episode. The nomadic whatever. What are they called?
They don't have the mystics.
The mystics.
What a great name.
They took it off her hand somehow.
Even though the fact that the guy who has the keys on him is now unconscious right in front of you, you don't take the keys and take it off.
You're right. They're like, it just everything we try and uncover in this episode reveals more crap. The deeper we go, it's just crap all the way down.
It's a mine.
It is,
but it's bottomless. Vast amounts of can be yours if you just keep thinking, whoa, more for me. I love this. Yes, it's so. The true resource of that planet isn't deuterium. Oh man, no wonder they have food in that desert, because there's bloody compost everywhere.
But you're right, like, why didn't she just unlock it when she had Soren there?
Yes, she's forgotten.
Yeah, she's so confident and smart. And so I was trying to go like broadly, but we've hit a point that like is one of the most dumb, astronomically stupid things the whole episode is the teleportation of Soren. Like, it just, Soren is stranded. He's left for dead, essentially, and then it just cuts to him back home, having a party.
Yep.
And I'm thinking, what? This is giving me severe whiplash. There's so... I'm trying.
I know you're trying. I'm trying. But I'm in a state of PTSD with this, dude.
Yeah. So, this whole arc with Kwan has been horrible, okay? But the writers were it seemed like that they were trying to make a narrative, a story of them trying to get off the planet, deal with the thing and everything like that. And then it's like, they even gave up on it.
Yep.
And just teleports him back home.
Yep.
Because they're that incompetent, they don't know how to wrap it up, and they have one giveaway line, it's like, he managed to find a cargo ship. And it's like, look at the timing that's going on here.
Yeah.
You look like, Kwan is, the first thing, she's in a car. And so... just basic, assumption of what's going on is that this is directly after leaving him. She leaves him, she's driving in a car, she gets in a thing magically discovered by desert, mystics, right? Wakes up amongst them, and that's not even a day?
That's the same day.
That's like the same day. And so Soren should be still stranded, hiking his way back to anywhere that he can find transport, right?
It depends on how long he's unconscious for in the middle of the desert.
Exactly. But now he's back home already.
Yeah.
He magically teleports.
Yeah.
It's amazingly stupid. And it turns out this whole arc with Soren is utterly irrelevant and stupid and pointless. They have this stupid arc of him, someone challenging his authority, and then having he goes on like a heist, and then and threatens the guy, and they steal melted car engines.
Yeah, that's what Arch called it. He's right. Those things don't look like that. It looks like a box with a massive wheel behind it, and it's huge. It's like half the size of this
they're supposed to be slipstream or slip drive engines for FTL travel.
Yeah. Fujikawa short.
But now they're like these...
just a car engine.
Yeah, crappy looking car engine. And then... suddenly Soren's like, oh, I care about Kwan now. I'm worried about her outcome. Even though she left you for dead, backstabbed you, ruined your ship, you would hate her.
Yeah.
And every indication before this has shown that he hated her as well, and that he was like, "You're my slave now. I'm going to make you pay off the thing." And now it's like, "I'm going to go help her." This is nonsensical crap, absolute drivel, where the characters are doing things that are not justified, and they're just the plot.
Not only not justified, it makes the opposite of sense. Like, in reality, we are bound by cause and effect, right? We are bound by this. It's almost deterministic, right? So why is it that for this show it seems to go in the reverse of what should happen? It is the opposite of the cause. Or it's the opposite of the effect. It doesn't make any sense. You taser someone to leave them in the desert, and you cost them, like, their favourite ship, he said it was. That typically makes them not like you.
But no, now he cares about Kwan. He's like, this little girl on her own, I'm going to go protect. It's so stupid. And then, so FTL travel in this show is like instantaneous. It's teleportation.
Apparently.
Because traveling between star systems should take at least several days, if not a week, to even a month at times.
Well, from Earth to Reach, I think takes like 2 weeks for human travel. Covenant travel is fairly quicker, but even then, it's only like minutes apart. And then Forerunner travel is very, very quick. But yeah, from I can't even.
Yeah, they're teleporting between star systems in an instant almost. And for this narrative to work, that's how it has to happen. Because, like, what's the guy's name? Black Spartan.
Black Soren.
Soren. For him to hike back to a thing, find a cargo ship, fly back to his home thing, that's like, should be a week, 2 weeks minimum. Right? And then he has interactions where, he's getting challenged, having a party, then they set up an entire heist, they're planning for the heist, they execute the heist, and then they get back from the heist. That's another week. And then he decides to fly back and help, and that should be another 2 weeks. We're talking about over a month's time for him to complete what he needed to do, and then he suddenly magically appears back right where, conveniently, he found Kwan so easily when people have been hunting her and they couldn't find her. He finds her easier, disappears, and in Kwan's timeline, it looks like a day has passed. She reaches the nomads, it's nighttime, she has this bullcrap magic hallucination, which there's more to speak about, that utter crap, and it's nonsense! It's absolutely, there's no arc, there's nothing that she's learning or growing from him, it's utter bullcrap! And then, okay, day passes, it's the morning, and from the hallucination she finds out you need to go back to where it all begun.
How convenient.
And she goes back, and so this is like the second friggin' day.
Literally 24 hours from when she tasered the dude.
And Soren has had time to fly back to his home, do a heist, fly back again, and meet her. Are you retarded? And then, what's so friggin' frustrating, Soren comes back to the planet. That means he didn't even need to leave. Nothing was achieved throughout all of that. And this is so retarded because I'm trying. Because they haven't justified. If they really wanted Soren to somehow help her, all the build up in the other episodes needed to develop some type of relationship or some type of something to make Soren feel like he needs to help, liberate Madrigal, do something. But not, they've done the reverse. Everything leading up to this indicates that he should hate her. But if they actually did build it up, okay, when he woke up, something, like, they could have justified that she needed to get away to visit the nomads and they maybe had a disagreement or anything. There's so much ways you could write this bullcrap better.
I can explain it. I thought about it for 2 seconds, I can figure it out.
How?
So, take out the whole part of him going away and then coming back, right?
Yeah, because it's pointless. It literally achieves nothing.
Like, as in, take that whole section and just hold it up in the air for a sec, separate from the video, okay? Yeah. So, once he wraps up everything, he's got the money, right, from the ship, and he goes home, right? Then you add that part in. Because think about it. He's come back with a bunch of money. Where'd he get the money the first time? He was stranded in the middle of the desert, and his mate said, "You'll go there with the girl who has a massive bounty, and then you'll come back with money." Yeah, and that actually justifies, like, why didn't you share the money with us? But my point is, this is an editing mistake. Someone has that part where he's gone home, and done the job and has the money and all that, that was meant to be after all of this stuff.
Maybe, but the thing is that there is a scene where he's actually saying she needs my help, and
I know that
and she says they're still after her. The bounty is just doubled or whatever, and that means she's still alive.
That's a good point.
And so it's intentional. It's intentionally.
It's intentional. Okay, I tried to save them. Yeah. I tried to save you, writers. You massive retards. Like that's a short bus has just like gone over railings, right? the retards are drowning. I'm trying to save them, but they just won't take my hand.
And so all of this side crap with Soren was utterly irrelevant if their intention was to him return back to Kwan and help her out. And the nonsensical, utter, astronomical stupidity of him travelling across the stars and doing things that takes, like, at the best, you could squish it down to a week, but in reality it should take over a month.
Yeah.
But you could maybe say, oh, the star system is really close or something like that. But no way, there's no way feasibly justifiable to try and say he was able to achieve all that in the space of time that was shown Kwan in like a day. And then he appears back. And I was speechless when he appeared back. It was like, what? Why did you have him leave? If you really wanted him to come back, you could have just woken up. And from him being scared, is like, that girl's going to get herself killed. If I don't do it, she's going to die. I made a promise to, my friend, and I was lying about thinking I got it. And maybe you could still have him hate her. There's a way you could possibly justify it. And then you could think, where is she going to friggin' go? Okay, she has no help. She's got no help in the city. Maybe her home, her original home, there might be resources or friends there. If I go back to her original home, I might have a chance to find her. And guess what? That's where she does go, and that could justify him magically finding her.
Yeah.
Here, there's no logical kind of through to explain that Soren finds her. He just finds her.
Also, another small thing, how at the end he's been given a ship by her.
Mm.
Why does he need that? How did he get to the planet in the first place?
Yeah, exactly.
He probably has one. He's a pirate.
But I actually assumed first that was the ship he came here with.
Yeah.
And I was confused because it's identical to the ship that he had. It's identical.
It is the ship.
And it's like, where did he get it from? And so then it seems like they're trying to say Kwan actually gave him his old ship back, even though they said parts of it was already off planet and sold.
Yeah.
None of it friggin' makes sense.
There's a theory that movies and TV shows now are written by AIs for the most part. So, and I'm starting to believe it, man.
Man.
A human mind couldn't have written this. A sane human mind couldn't have written this.
So, this is just explains just a fraction of the crap in this episode. And like I said, it's all devoted to a character that's not only relevant, that we hate. She's done nothing redeeming in this. Yet the whole episode is trying to... I don't even know what they're trying to do, because they don't establish her to have an arc, right?
No.
It's like she's trying to free her home planet, which is already an unjustified position with what's going on in the galaxy, okay? Yep. The thing that would have sold Kwan is that she saw her father murdered by aliens, and now she wants to kill the aliens.
Yeah.
She doesn't care about that. She's like, no, free my home planet. Why? They don't justify this either, because they don't show any particular oppression by the UNSC.
No.
They had food, everything, and it's just their excuse was they deserve to say what their planet does with what their resources or something.
Which, look, in terms of the insurrection, kind of makes sense. But at the same time, like...
You're not showing actual suffering that's causing by over-taxation or
everyone's fed and happy.
Non-representation.
There's plenty of representation in this show.
I'm talking about government representation,
I know.
and all that stuff. And they even have a flashback scene of Kwan actually, before her indoctrination through university or feminism or something like that, where she actually looks like a girl. It's like, wow, she can look pretty.
She's still a massive bitch, though, in that scene.
The thing is, though, she is acting entitled, right? But the logic she says is in opposition to the rebellion, and it's sound logic, where it's like, she actually says, why are we trying to free everyone if you're just going to be doing the same job? There's actually no oppression that they're trying to liberate from. She even says the state of life is going to be exactly the same before or after. So what's the point of this friggin' insurrection? And they don't justify it at all. And like, Kwan's actually making sense here, which undermines her entire narrative in the rest of the show of them trying to break free of the UNSC if there's no reason for them to want to break free.
That's why in the games and the well, not in the games, but in the extended lore, the insurrectionists were at the best morally grey, and taken from at face value, they were like Al Qaeda in space.
Yeah.
Basically, right? They were doing 9/11s on just colonies all over.
The writers can't even justify any of this because even the former general lady, when it's asked by the glasses guy, what did the leader give you? And she couldn't say, liberation, autonomy, freedom. They couldn't justify. She's like, gave us pride.
Yes, the root of all sin.
Like, what? They can't even justify the existence of this insurrection, and so Kwan's whole arc of I need a free madrigal is meaningless drivel. It's not justified, we're not invested, we don't freaking give a crap, and Kwan's obsession over it just makes her look like a delusional idiot trying to achieve bullcrap. And this episode is wrapped up around this arc. That's it. It's just it's a turd wrapped in turd, okay? And they're trying to justify, but it's already unjustified. There's nothing holding it up. And so now she's trying to find out that her father, the leader of the rebellion, actually wasn't really fighting to liberate. He was trying to protect something on the planet.
Yeah, but for what?
Yeah, nothing's justified. And so, protect something from the planet, but that means they weren't really being oppressed, and the father was trying to murder people that probably didn't deserve it now because there's nothing justifying this war. And so Kwan is finding out that there's obviously some type of forerunner alien tech on the planet that the father discovered or something like that, or one of the early ancestors discovered, and then they must protect it for unspecified reasons, and then as a result, there's just mystics on the planet. And here we have magic in Halo, in a supposed Halo show, a Halo show.
Halo.
This is a absolute hate fiction. But no, now they have magic in what's supposed to be a more grounded sci-fi, where she is having hallucinations with people that are dead. And so there's part spirits. She's literally speaking with the spirit of her dead father, who gives her information, and also says, like, that's one of the lines where you have talent or skill beyond anything that I could ever. And it's like, she's incompetent, she's useless. This is in characters trying to tell the audience, no, they're actually good, even though we've shown everything to the contrary.
Yeah.
So yeah, she hallucinates. And then they try to make this conflict thing where she's fighting Master Chief, and it's meaningless. What is this symbology that this is supposed to represent? The only thing I could say is that maybe they're trying to say, stop fighting the UNSC. You need to work together. And there's that moment where he holds out the hand and she grabs it.
I think it's the whole and this has happened before in the show, where it's like the writers, like with the how the lady took the thing out of her back and then in battle she's like collapsed, and that's like a progressive person it wouldn't, like, to a progressive person, if they thought about it, so women aren't good in stressful situations, they just cry and fall down like that. Like, it's the what do you call it, the when they accidentally insult their own belief system.
Yeah.
Right? It's the same thing, because she's like, yeah, I'll fight, and then when she gives up and cries on the ground, Master Chief's like, okay. So what, you need to give up and cry for a man to raise you up?
Oh, that's true. There's some not very progressive messaging in this show. And so, what also doesn't make sense about this, Master Cheeks, hasn't been the antagonist that has been preventing her from achieving whatever random, nonsensical, unjustified goal. It's been the guy in the glasses. And so when she's having this hallucination dream about the bad guy or whatever, but the UNSC hasn't been in her way. They're like, what are they trying to say? Give in to the antagonist or the person opposing you when he hasn't even been opposing you.
If anything, it should be the exact opposite. Because remember, Master Chief and his merry gang saved her life.
Yes.
After the Covenant killed all of her friends and family.
It's amazingly dumb.
Yeah.
And so there's more to break down as to what, Black Smeagol is doing. And
Pat on Fame.
Pat on Fame is over the top and is just crazy.
Also, right, I've been thinking this for a while. So the day the Covenant attacked, what were the Spartans doing there?
I don't know.
Exactly. it would have been awesome if it's revealed later that, it just so happens the Spartans were there on the day to kill that entire thing, but the Covenant showed up. That'd be awesome. I'd love that. Because at least then it's explained.
Well, because it's the thing, like, you need something to make us interested in characters to follow through with their arc.
Yeah.
We don't care about Kwan. And so her having this journey of self-discovery, and that journey is nonsensical. Nothing is actually told about what she's growing as a person. She's still whiny and complaining, and nothing is actually clear at all. But even then, we don't care about her, so we don't care about this journey. The episode is beyond filler. This is what we like, because at least as bad as the episodes of Master Cheeks that achieved nothing, it was still following who the primary character was.
Yeah.
This is not even filler in that regard. This is like a different show with different characters that it's that detached.
But also, even the things they did put in, where they want to say certain things, like, imagine, like, you're building Lego, right? So you have certain blocks connect with each other. What they've done, story-wise, is they've sanded off the actual connecting part and then glued them together, right? So the part she's fighting Master Chief, right? Remember, and we've all forgotten because it hasn't been, reinforced, justified, or it's in no way influential at all. But you will remember when I tell you, he killed her mum.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to have something like that with him being in the way or him being her demon, which would be fitting because he's called the demon. Look, see what I'm saying? Like, they've literally just sanded the Lego and then glued it together when they could have just stuck it together.
Yeah, maybe have the mum in front of her, like with the dead thing, and that could help clue in the audience that she is personifying him as the ultimate enemy.
Yeah, but
you know what would be great? And if he took off the helmet and it was the what's the glasses evil guy on the planet?
Venture.
That it was Venture underneath, and that she's misidentifying who the real enemy is, and
something like that. Yeah, there's so many things you could have done, but they're just so stupid that it's beyond belief, man.
I can't believe it. Yeah, it's amazing. And so let's even talk about the build up to this. The magic, like, that caused the hallucination. It's the fuel from the it's so poorly done that you can't really see what's going on. There's a rock that's on fire, and it looks like the Mystic Lady just touches the fire, and now it's in her hand. I think that they're trying to say is that she scooped up some of the rocket fuel or whatever, and the fire's burning on the rocket fuel, but you can't see it. It looks like she's just holding magical fire in her hand.
Yep.
And then she goes over to Kwan, whatever, holds out a thing, and she tips it, and it looks like the fire magically turns into water.
Yeah, but also, right, what do you think, like, the milliliter, like...
I know, you can't hold much in your hand.
And then she's just like, oh yeah, half a gallon.
Exactly. So it looks like magic.
Yeah. But also, I love how she takes the starship fuel and drinks it. And it'd be funny if the Mystic's like, no, you meant to huff that. You're going to die now.
Yeah.
Get the stomach pump. Get the stomach pump.
That's like, this stuff would kill. Like, if it's actual starship fuel, would kill you. And by the way, it's actually just supposed to be deuterium, but that's this, like, now they're trying to say it's this magical fuel on the planet that,
What is deuterium? Is that a real thing?
Deuterium is highly flammable and an asphyxiant gas. Flammable, colorless, odorless, gas identity.
So an asphyxiant gas, I'm pretty sure that means that in gas form, if you breathe it in, it'll start killing you. And also, I'm going to guess that since it's so flammable, I'm going to guess that it's naturally evaporates easily.
It seems like that. But anyway, like, it doesn't match what they're trying to do it in the show. Yeah. But now, if it's implied that this is deuterium that she pours into the thing, and Kwan drinks.
Kwan drinks the deuterium.
And it causes magical hallucinations.
Yeah. Look, if it was peyote or ayahuasca or like DMT, it would make sense. But
even Mandalorian had, as stupid as it was, not Mandalorian, sorry, Book of Boba Fett, as stupid as it was, decided to have a magical alien lizard thing cause the hallucinations that crawls up your nose.
Well, they couldn't show drug use, so.
But this time it's like, it's deuterium. Like,
no, it's not deuterium. It's Gatorade laced with ayahuasca.
But what it is, it actually looks like some magical liquid that she transformed from fire into water, and then it's so dumb. And this is supposed to be a sci-fi show, and there's this random shamanic magic bullcrap happening.
The closest thing the Halo trilogy ever got to magic was the Gravemind can control his minions from across the galaxy, but he's meant to be like a Lovecraftian horror.
Yeah,
you know?
and you can justify like psychic abilities through, you know, sci-fi and evolution.
And through
and
a
all
being
that
that's made up of billions of minds.
Yes,
you know?
yeah. But this is utter crap. And then the mystics just know what's going on. She wakes up and is like, "Oh, you spoke to your father." So this is controlled hallucinations.
Yeah. Again, which makes sense for ayahuasca and DMT, but not for some random space fuel.
So friggers like, what if she was like, "No, I didn't see my father. I actually saw dancing mushrooms and flowers that told me to speak to space elves." It's like, "Oh, we gave you the wrong stuff."
All right, people.
It's amazing. And then the show is so inconsistent. Kwan, she meets the mystics and she's like, "Tell me whatever you tell my father." It's like, "You're not ready. You're not ready.
Yeah.
You're not ready." And then she's like, "I just took out like a Spartan, whatever," and she's taking credit like she actually defeated Spartan by sneaking up and jabbing him in the back with a taser, which was already bullcrap. He should have been able to hear her, but then she's taking credit for like she just defeated it, and then it's like, you know, something about all I have is my rage.
Ooh, epic. By the way, that scene, they've stolen so much from Westworld.
Yeah.
Because there's multiple times in Westworld where a character says, "This rage or this pain is all I have left of them." Right? And also the music that plays with the well part is lifted straight from Westworld. I kid you not.
And Kwan, she's an entitled brat who screams in frustration, but at no point have we really seen her deal with the struggle of losing her father, losing her family, and having flashbacks, anger, like issues for that trauma, especially since that she's not focusing on the person that actually killed her father or mother. Like, it's just this, "Oh, I want to liberate Madrigal." And so the rage for revenge or anything, it's not even there.
She seems to have had it her entire life.
She's just an angry, bitter...
Bitch.
Yeah. And so none of that rings true. And then suddenly, because she says that, the mystics are like, "Okay, now, yeah, that's enough. You are ready then."
Yeah. There is an ancient responsibility that we have on this planet, but you're not ready for it. But I'm angry. You are ready for it.
So dumb. That's the goal. Like, this is just full of this.
Yeah.
It's full of this. They can't even be consistent in their own friggin' scene from one scene to another.
Also, all of those mystics were all doing their best Tina Turner from Mad Max Thunderdome impression. They were all just black women. They did that in Witcher when Ciri...
Like-
oh, man.
It feels like they're trying to avoid racism by diving into what, you know, they call racism. I don't actually care, but they're the ones who say you can't depict people all this way or that way or everything like that.
Yeah, but we'll have all the minority people depicted as heroes and all the evil people depicted as
and
white.
all the tribalistic shaman people depicted as black. And
I mean, look, it makes sense that people who are in the category of tribal people, right?
but this is sci-fi and it's on another planet. Like, this isn't like Africa.
Also, what the hell? Your ancestors discovered this well. Like, that's not how colonization works for humans in this world. They go to a planet with a ship that is self-sufficient. But they just got dropped on this planet and they have to find their own water and like, come on.
It's so dumb.
So stupid. This. Can we just?
We need the finale, the explosion and the fight.
Oh yeah, okay.
We
So
should talk about
the
that.
sky pipe, they call it. The sky pipe. Really? If you just said space elevator, we know it's not an elevator, but in the games, it's a space elevator. Like
A more efficient way of transporting goods from the surface of the planet to the upper or outer atmosphere, so in orbit, without needing to use tremendous resources like fuel and other things. But in a sci-fi thing, it looks like they have advanced magical fuel or sci-fi fuel, so that shouldn't really be an issue. But anyway, okay, you can go with that. But that's the justification. This is a space elevator. So Kwan, right? She gets told to go back to the beginning from hallucination, which is all just bullcrap. And so she does that. And then one of the first places she goes to, she magically finds the exact plot device that she needs. It's a letter that shows the alien tech on it. She didn't need a search. It was just there. It's so convenient bullcrap. It's like, find it exactly.
Can I show you this? This is, so you saw the one we got in the show, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's just like puff and it's gone. So yeah, the thing just went puff, but then in this, like
There's a lot of material up there that would be raining down.
thousands of kilometers.
Must have weakened the support rings.
And it correctly shows that parts are pulled upwards from
Yeah, you're right.
hundreds of kilometers. But
But
yeah, anyway.
in the show, when their sky elevator blows up, it just magically disappears. There's no debris, no real fallout. It's just gone.
In fact, the substance that actually exploded in the first place, the highly flammable substance, like it said, we read it, highly flammable, and there's fire all around the set, it just falls down like rain.
And if this was coming out of a pipe, like, have you seen like fuel pipes?
Yeah.
There'd be a jet of flame just
in
going
the Gulf. Yeah.
But no, it's all like a perfect explosion, just as they planned.
So not only does the fire just conveniently wipe out Venture's entire army, but then when she leaves, it starts raining water for them.
Yeah, that was so weird. I was first thinking, all right, the most logical thing of where this water is coming from is something that they blew up in the sky. So this is deuterium fuel that they're getting. Really, they should be poisoning them, right?
And they're getting rained on by it.
But according to this show, this should be invoking high hallucinations and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's what it does. But it doesn't. But no, they're acting like it's normal water. And so what it looks like is that it magically starts raining on this desert planet right when the bad guy dies.
Yeah.
Like, I believe in God and everything like that, but this show doesn't seem to have a religious message or undertone. But it's like God just said, you defeated the evil. Yes, I will now bring water to this desert place where a paradise shall now grow.
God was thinking, this planet's doomed. I'm going to flood it. It won't survive with her as in charge.
Oh, and the explosion, right? They're trying to sell the explosion that it will destroy everything except this bunker. This bunker that does not look stronger than nearly any other structure around. And the doors have slits, have like these slits in the actual doors to the point where the explosion happens. They show fire, jets of fire coming through the slits when the explosion was lower, and then it gets an aerial shot and it engulfs the entire thing. And so according by their own logic, okay, Kwan and Soren, they're barbecued. They're absolutely fried to death. That entire compartment is filled with flame from this explosion.
They could have done something cool.
They come out and they're fine.
Yeah, they could have had them throw down a bubble shield.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Which would have been awesome. Like, if they just had, like, just one little thing would have been like, oh, finally something redeeming. Because a bubble shield will stop anything from getting into it from the outside unless you just walk into it, right? But...
Oh, and there was so much dumb. Like, she finds... There was, like, an alien attack here, okay? You'd think... Even the alien armor would be valuable, let alone weapons and everything. But the aliens just lying there, like they were right after the fight.
Do you know how
the army? They were there. They didn't grab anything. They come. I think even the bad guys didn't decide that there might be some useful stuff here. But no, it's all left in place to the point where Kwan even picks up an alien kind of grenade and Master Chief's gun that he had in the first episode.
Yeah.
Now, Oz, I can't remember, but you said he threw that gun away because it ran out of ammunition.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it ran...
Should we double check that?
Yeah. If it says it had one round, well then I'm just thinking, how convenient.
Yeah.
One round. One. You see that little white tick? So that's...
Really?
One round.
Really?
One.
How friggin'... I bet the writers are like, we're clever. We know she's going to be using this gun later on, so we'll make sure to leave one round in it.
Yeah, attention to detail for this one thing.
But what are the numbers? Because the numbers don't indicate.
That's his mates and their...
Okay, but you're right. The one tick underneath the gun, the one like little white line does indicate one round.
What are those numbers?
It says linked, and linked. And so...
Maybe it's how much ammo they have or something? I don't know.
But there's... Okay, so it just says linked underneath. But I don't know. That's not the ammo. The little white line, that indicates ammo.
So... And then he throws it to the side. Yep.
And it's not where Kwan finds it.
No.
So someone moved it conveniently under the car for her.
Yep.
And so Kwan finds Master Chief's gun and she, like, wipes it, it's got his number on it. And you were also pointing out that we've only seen Cheeks use that gun, even though it should be a standard issue gun for the whole military.
It is a standard issue gun.
Yeah.
It's...
But we've only seen it once.
And he used it that once.
Oh, gosh. So anyway, yeah, she finds it, magically has one bullet left. So convenient. Good thing it was right where you needed it, under the car. Yeah. Oh, man, this is such bullcrap. And yeah, like, this is a Spartan rifle. Kind of useful, maybe valuable. Not No one decided.
But again,
look for it, get it.
It's not a Spartan rifle. It's just a regular. It's essentially it's like, you know how the Marines use the M4A1 over in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
It's like that. It's literally just a standard issue rifle.
Yeah.
Like Master Chief has never had a special gun.
But they haven't shown it as standard issue. Like we've only seen.
Yeah, that's my point. But he's never had a special gun. He's not Metroid.
Yeah.
He just picks up whatever. He uses Covenant weapons whenever he needs to.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what else? Yeah, so in the entire alien attack, right? Probably at least 1 million bullets shot by like everyone, right? If you're adding everything up, explosions going off everywhere. Nothing hit the pipe.
Well, does the pipe need to have fuel going through? But you're right, just one stray bullet. But no, I think like she actually set up an overload or something in the controls. It's like, oh, we need to open the pipe to make, and so you needed both.
Yeah, still a contrivance.
Yeah, but also like there are underground tunnels throughout this whole thing that would have been great to hide in. Like that would have been far more protected and hidden than the bunker that people decided to hide in episode 1.
The bunker that not only had a massive window they couldn't close.
They could have just shot through as well.
But also was like open straight to the Covenant.
And then just blow everyone to hell.
Yeah.
This show is so dumb. It's like, yeah, there's tunnels they could have hidden in the whole time.
The steel vault that's outside.
Better yet, maybe only Kwan knew of the tunnels and she chose not to tell anyone because she wanted them for themselves or was happy to let them die or something. Phalo episode 7. Utter bullcrap. Let's go through scene by scene and see if there's anything we will remember.
There's no money.
Yeah, that's the no money and all that.
Also, where's the things that should be on his legs? He had them in this episode.
I don't know. Yeah, burning rock. And look, we'll get to it. Kwan actually looks like a girl in this. And, you know, she could look... They went out of her way to make her look as ugly as possible. Look, she looks pretty there. They went out of her way to make her look ugly as possible. Why? Why did they give her that haircut? It wasn't an improvement. What, to make her look like a boy, a freedom fighter, a modern day feminist or something? I don't know.
There was a thread, and someone brought up a picture of an article. So what her haircut is when it's cut like retardedly, that's called a micro bob, right? Sorry, micro bang. There was an article that someone posted where it says, micro bangs terrify conservatives. Yeah.
We think they look ugly.
Yeah.
Are they saying by that conservatives just have standards?
Just because I see a lady who comes right up to me with that, and I'm like, oh, what the...
Yeah, it terrifies us.
What the hell happened to the top of your head, lady? Like, yeah, what a burn. Hey, look, I've gotten some clippers, and I've just randomly shaved my head, and then I've just cut gashes into my face. What a burn on you.
Yeah, this really reminds me of those, like, I know Carl did like a whole thing on Lotus Eaters where they show people, and it was girls, I think, all before and after.
I saw that one, yeah.
Was it feminist or... College.
Don't send your daughter to college.
Yeah, and these wholesome, fine-looking girls, and they end up looking like unstable mutants.
Like the apocalypse had happened, and they had to join the clan.
Like, you know, you could throw some of these, like, faces and haircuts into Fallout 4 amongst the, you know, Raiders, and they wouldn't be out of place. It's like, that's what college does. Holy crap. It gives me this vibe where she just looks like a wholesome, stable girl who has, like, a more objective view on the, conflict going on, that there's no point for this insurrection because it's not improving anything, to this unstable, self-absorbed, whiny cow who's just like, I need war and kill and all that crap. It's just... But she is a cow to this guy. Like,
absolute.
So they're consistent in that.
And then she runs off and just looks over the black field of nothing.
Yeah.
Now she's driving through the thing.
And so you would logically assume this is right after leaving Soren.
Yes.
No time has really passed.
Immediately after.
And she still has the thing, I think. Yeah. And then, the...
Mad Max.
Mad Max, and there's a... sandstorm. These can be really bad. It'll scour your face, everything. And that's when you're standing still. She is driving at speed through it. So if we skip forward, she's driving at speed through the sandstorm. Her face should be just ripped to shreds. But it's fine. It's like there's barely a breeze on her. And she's fine. And then magically, she runs into the Mystics. How the hell Did they not, like, this is not just running into them randomly in a desert, running them in randomly in a friggin' sandstorm right in front. It's magic. There's no
magic, yeah.
There's no other explanation. This is utter bullcrap.
Yeah. And then we get the credits. Oh, then we're back.
And then suddenly Soren's teleported here. So I'm actually thinking the only logical thing after Kwan running into those mystics is that this is a week later or a month later has passed. And we're going to come back and Kwan has been living amongst whatever something for a month to explain this insane time jump. But no, we find out that it hasn't even been a day. And he's back partying. And I'm wondering, how the hell did that happen? They just abandoned it. They saw that their plot was utter garbage and they gave up on it, but then realized, oh no, we want that plot and we'll bring him back.
Yep.
Retards! And this does nothing to build Soren, does nothing for the plot. It's literally irrelevant, except maybe if they're going to use the FTL stuff that they stole for something later on. But if they don't, this entire arc is utterly irrelevant. You can cut it from the show and nothing would have been lost. In actual fact, you would improve it because it wouldn't seem like Soren is teleporting. If you cut every single reference to Soren being off planet, and then when, whatever, Kwan goes back to her home and meets Soren, that would make vastly more sense. You don't need to change a thing, just cut it out. You don't need to add anything in, and it would just make more sense.
They just needed to put it there.
It's so stupid.
Now, there are teleporters in Halo, but it's only the Halo rings that have a teleportation network. And they can only go within the Halo's bounds.
And yeah, his bullcrapping, it just makes him look like this shallow, vain,
literally virtue signal.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I was out there almost getting killed, but as I'm about to die, I saw my wife, I saw my son, and I thought it's all kind of beautiful. What?
And that's how he's lying through his ass.
He's lying through his ass, but also, okay, there's two levels to this. One, he's lying through his ass, right? But also, would people genuinely react to a story like that?
I know. I honestly, maybe. I could see people in that situation. It's my wife and kids that make me push forward.
I know, but it's just delivered like it's such bullcrap.
The thing is, we know it's bullcrap.
Yeah, but they
He's
should
exploiting
too.
it. Yeah.
Because listen to it, like, oh, I was out there dying,
Yeah.
and then I saw my wife and my kid, and it was all so beautiful.
It felt very fake, yeah.
Soldiers might have near-death experience and see that sort of stuff.
Yeah, and maybe they'd actually have emotional reaction that reveals that this is a serious thing.
Yeah, but they wouldn't be standing there like, oh, beautiful. Anyway.
Like, he's just filleting himself.
You're literally just sucking his own, yeah. And then Esteban, whatever his name is, Squirrel, is like, I call bull rightfully so.
Yep.
And he seems called out.
I know. The thing is, though, he's actually fully justified in calling it out. And Soren's reaction, Soren is an awful person. Legitimately awful person. Challenging my authority, so I'll break your foot, as he does later on, and threaten your life and all that stuff.
Yeah, I want to
He's lying. He's exploiting the, relationship of his wife to be seen, praised by other people. He threatens slavery on other people. He will rob, he'll steal people's bikes and everything just because. Soren is a scumbag. And
in the very first episode, those churros he bought, he didn't pay for. But also, right, you see the cut on his cheek? Mm-hmm. I want to go check later, because if he doesn't have the cut when he arrives to meet Kwan for the second time, when he teleports back, but then he gets it in the shootout, then I'm correct.
Okay.
So he has the cut on his cheek. We're going to check out later. All right, yeah, he's telling the story.
They're all dressed up like they're in the Hunger Games. It's so out of place.
Yeah, it's literally champagne socialists.
I really think about, Halo when I see this.
Yeah, exactly. Like
this whole episode is not Halo at all. It's nothing to do with it. This is why this is failure. This is utter bullcrap.
Yeah, actually, they're not dressed up like Hunger Games. More like a Tim Burton movie.
If you could almost watch this whole episode, and except for the scene where you actually see the Spartan armor, this whole you would not know it's. If you had a test screening, showed this and cut that part, they wouldn't know this is supposed to be Halo.
If you took these scenes and then separated them from the Kwan scenes, you wouldn't know they were the same show.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it's such crap.
Yeah, okay. And then she's back. She's pissed.
Yeah, and this is the whole I'm ready. No, you're not ready.
I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. No. I'm angry.
Have you seen?
Okay, you're ready.
Have you seen Kung Pao, where he's like, "No, I cannot do this for you. I implore you to reconsider." Okay.
I have more blood on me, therefore I am the victor.
Are those sheep or goats?
They look like small sheep. Something like that.
Don't look. Okay. There's
You're
a big. Seeing those sheep, really pitched a tent for me.
Oz is part Kiwi.
I'm part Kiwi. Don't hold it against me.
Just I need to remember that whenever I bring up that we make fun of stereotypes that we apply to, Oz makes jokes about him having sex with sheep because he's Kiwi.
Yeah, just jokes. Just jokes.
So we make fun of our own stereotypes?
Yeah. We're allowed to. We've accepted every other culture into our own. We're allowed to. All right. Oh, yeah, back on Tatooine. Here we go.
Yeah, right. This was weird. It's like the bad guy's just monologuing some poorly written poetic bullcrap about, I was cast on this planet as a desert of behold, and now I'm blah.
And then his mate upstages him with, like, better to reign in hell than serve in heaven. He's like, ah, damn it.
Yeah, it's like...
Brevity is the soul of wit. Oh, man.
Okay, so this character, right? It's weird. He's the most cliche one-dimensional villain. There's no depth to him. I don't care about him all. Yet the performance, just because I like the actor,
he's playing it up.
Yeah, it makes him the most enjoyable character in the show so far. But that's not a high bar to pass.
It's not,
because this character is one-dimensional, cartoonishly villain. You don't know about motivations properly or anything. It's just...
He literally doesn't have a motivation apart from, I want to kill the
Yeah, I want... Yeah, and
Asian
they
lady
even say, like, why are you really... after... He says, like, they're pathetic, and then why are you so afraid of it? It's like...
Good point. Like, what would happen if you just
left her alone?
Nothing. But still, like, also, right, he's got his own, like, do you think the V stands for venture?
I bet it does.
Is he? You know what he
He's a
probably is?
supervillain.
No. He's probably not even a warlord. He's probably like a fashion mogul, right? Because look at the car he drives.
I know. Well, look, he's even wearing a neck
cravat. Yeah.
And later on, wait until you see his jacket. Wow.
Yeah. And he's got the glasses too.
He's a
fashion icon.
He is.
Oh man, and he's even like, I don't like this place at all. Doesn't suit my winter collection.
He's kind of wearing the jacket here, but you can't see it as well here. So later
he's wearing a leather jacket under that with a cravat, and oh man. But he does. The actor plays it up, and so respect to him for knowing that he's an absolute dross. Back on this, filmed on the same day.
Goes in the thing. Soren comes in.
Jams his. That looks like an elite.
It looks fake as anything.
It does, but it literally looks identical to an elite's head with that armor. Oh man.
And so Soren's like, I don't have an issue, and you know it. It's so obvious. It's like he has an issue. It's like, oh, okay, forgiven, good. I have a job. Let's go do a job.
Yeah. And it just happens to be within that 24-hour period.
Like, I'm expecting this is at least the day after the party.
Yeah.
At most. But now, to plan for a heist, this is not just like, okay, let's go do this tomorrow. It's like, let's prepare everyone. Let's gather there. Let's make our plans. Let's make sure we intersect with the cargo ship and know the location.
But for it to be the day after the party, that would take over the 24-hour period between...
Yeah, of course. We're already past the period in which he could have gone. But... That's just ignoring the teleportation. It should take if you're going to say that space travel here only takes a day, it's still a day. Just travel between the star systems, because they showed the travel from his asteroid home to Madrigal when they were on the ship, and it was implying that there's a longer journey. He was talking with Kwan while they were flying over there, but now it's like it's instant.
Well, it could have been like 10 minutes, and that still is too long to be trapped in a school.
Yes. I would have to be like a 10-minute, just...
Yeah.
FTL jump.
Alright, now she's going to have the vision.
Okay, this is so weird. Where that's the fire, and now she picks up the fire in her hands. It's open! There's no water there! She is not cupping water at all! I thought she was going to be cupping water, and then so this is literally magic.
It's magic.
It's water, and... Go back. I actually we'll play this the turn thing, so we'll cut it and
I'll mute it so only we can see it.
There's no water. She was holding it
like
flat,
that.
and now it's like that won't hold water at all.
Water,
Won't hold water at all.
Should be burning a palm as well.
Yeah, like, again, it's magic. She's holding magical flame in her hand. So this is where it is, okay? And ready? Just to cover it. Again, no cupping or anything. This is a lot of friggin' water, man. That's like a cup. Oh, this friggin' show. Oh, and like, at least in Star Wars, there was some justification for mysticism because of the Force.
Yeah.
And even though they butchered that and the Force is now just random magic that can do bullcrap, at least there was that.
Yeah.
That there was some... This is supposed to be Halo. Halo wasn't about magic, mystics.
It looks like this scene looks like Game of Thrones. We've literally seen this exact shot in Game of Thrones. All right. Yeah. So go have your...
And she drinks it and then she's like, what did you give me? Or something like that. It's like... Yeah.
I'm sorry, but if I'm
Could have been
told...
poison and she's just like, oh, you told me to drink, I drink.
Yeah, I wish they did. But seriously, she wakes up like, oh, what? Why am I back here? You're obviously having a vision. You've drunken some strange crap.
It is our distilled urine mixed with special herbs.
It'd probably be safer than bloody deuterium.
Probably.
But also, like, why did she come here in the dream?
Yeah, I know. Again, like, she hasn't been obsessing over the UNSC or Master Cheeks at all as the main antagonist. It's been the other bad guy.
Yeah.
So, this makes no sense.
Yeah. And, exit the condor that we've seen the interior for like 50 times.
It's so dumb. But they're trying to play it off like, it's mystical mystery and things.
And then out of the darkness, look, squint your eyes slightly, you can see it. That's terrifying.
And ready, just play it a bit, because this guy is just... You don't put...
Like, look at that, dude. That's terrifying.
I know. Like, this is, again, this show is trying to make uncomfortable, like, make you uncomfortable, make you, like, not appreciate or enjoy what you're seeing.
That's a bad trip right there.
I know. Like, holy crap. I'll be like, what the freaking hell
see
is that?
demons, people.
Yeah, it's like... It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, she goes in. Everyone, give me some room.
And so... Kwan did see him briefly, but she had no connection. He wasn't saying anything special about her or anything like that.
No.
Why is he appearing? It's just like, we got the actor, we needed him to do something.
Alright, here's a chain. Go and kill this.
And so I was like, it would have been in their playbook to have Kwan actually beat him, but thankfully they don't.
What they'll do is later on in the show they'll have her save him somehow.
So probably.
Yeah.
But I was like, at least she gets smacked down, but it's still just... And when she gets given the knife, she's just like, she's so dumb. She aims for the thickest part of the armor. Well, even an idiot could tell that, oh, look, there's parts where there are no armor plates. Maybe I'll aim there.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, smack right in. It's like, yeah, that's going to do much, you moron. And then she finally gets given a gun, and she does the same thing, just aim for the center. It's just... And
then she gets a rock.
Yeah, like the rock broke metal before. Why can't I do that? Just scream a bit harder this time, Kwan, and you'll do it.
You've already established there's magical rocks on this planet that can burn and all that sort of stuff.
And so then what? He extends her his hand?
Yep.
Like, to me, is this just trying to symbolize she has to give in and work together with them? Again, you could have married this so much better by having it represent like the mother appearing or something like that. It's just so dumb.
Yeah, but these vision things are all about you learn a story, like you learn a lesson through the metaphor, right? That's what the whole point is. And the lesson here seems to be give up.
Submit.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think, when Luke goes into thing and is credited with Vader, chops off his head, and then he sees his own face. That... You know what that is saying right there.
Yeah.
That's a strong message through a vision of some type. And it's justified because of the Force. The Force has said that you can actually see the future sometimes and see visions. Mm-hmm. So it's all consistent with the lore of that show. Where in Halo has it have friggin' visions and magic and crap?
In the original trilogy, the closest thing is in Halo 3 where... the Gravemind and Cortana, like, project small messages to you, like, very shaky. But even then, it's the Gravemind. He's meant to have a bit of,
The only thing established in this show that could do somewhat even remotely around this thing is the artifacts that they find. But you need to be of the chosen one people to even have the artifact affect you. But maybe these mystics, if you ingest a certain something, and it gives you interaction with Forerunner tech for a brief time, and then they have a mini artifact, a little thing, that they get Kwan, and it does the whole thing, and she gets flashbacks, and then you could justify a hallucination like this.
Yeah.
Because it's still bullcrap, because the alien tech is literally just do whatever the hell we want devices. But because they have do whatever the hell we want devices, they could have used that to make this scene actually somewhat consistent with the bullcrap that's already in this show.
Yep.
But no, it's just magic. Magic off getting high from space fuel.
But still, I'm glad we don't have to sit through Kwan having an orgasm.
Yes.
But yeah, she will end up to be one of the chosen people too.
I'm thinking that she will be, either a chosen person, or she's going to be kind of a Spartan, or she'll save Master Chief. It's not going to be one of those things.
He's out of his armor again.
Of course he is, but I don't count this as an appearance of Cheeks. It's not. This is her having a hallucination. Master Cheeks literally doesn't appear in this episode properly, and like I said, it's not a Halo episode. It's bullcrap.
So there's a well that.
And then she literally sees the spirits of her ancestors, and her father even talks to her.
Yeah, if they did the spirit of the ancestors thing with a white dude, the amount of backlash would be incredible.
You reckon? I don't know.
Seriously, man, you have no idea. Like, this is another thing that, like, you don't know because you haven't seen it.
Right.
They would lose their flipping minds.
You reckon?
I'm not kidding, man. They would call for cancellation, despite everything else in this show being woke as hell. If there was a white dude with his ancestors, they would lose their minds.
With having Asian ancestors, or just having
No. If a white dude had like Celtic ancestors or something like that, and they showed it, they would lose their minds.
I know that they think anything European and represented correctly in history is like white supremacists, and they've done it with the Northmen. Just because the Northmen is actually accurate to Norse history in some regards in terms of the depiction, and they're all white, it's white supremacy. Is that where
I could go into the deeper meaning of it, but it's complicated. But they would lose their minds. You'll open the door for him. Another thing lifted from Westworld.
So she's actually getting information that she didn't know from, and so this isn't just like her mind telling her stuff that she already knows from this, projection she's making. This is the spirit, the deceased spirit of her father, telling her information.
And so basically what I gather from that is that she's going to find the Halo for
Yeah,
him.
that really is setting it up.
In the games it was Cortana who basically found him. Found
most
one of
likely.
Yeah.
And hang on, if there's like an alien artifact or something on Madrigal, are you telling me the UNSC... Like, they already found an artifact on this planet. That means they would scour the planet. I mean, and even... Holy crap, the Covenant, right?
Went back there.
They went back there. They would scan and find... They would wipe off every trace of humanity on this planet and claim it as their own if it had any Forerunner tech...
especially a monitor. Like the thing that came out of the well, that's called a monitor. They call it an oracle. That's like one of the highest possessions they could hope to achieve.
Holy crap! This show is just like can't be consistent at all.
Daughter, you are the best thing since sliced bread. You are a protector. Use your own gifts.
Can we go back a little bit because this is where he also says like you have something that like we'll just play it.
This is actually it right here.
Yes, you are useless and hopeless and worthless.
My darling, look how far you've come.
I pause. What has she achieved? She hasn't achieved spit. She just screamed and hit a motorbike with a rock and gotten people killed.
Yep.
She's come so far.
You've come so far. You haven't got another person killed in the past week. All on your own. No, she's done it with...
Yeah, and so this is the part where the show is trying to tell you this character's so special. And no, she's not. Don't lie to us, show. We're not taking in your bullcrap. You have strengths that I never have. What ones?
That if he treated anyone else the same way she treats everyone, he'd be
You
dead.
hate it.
Yeah.
Right,
That's a strength.
We can go back to skimming. That's the part I want to see. It's just unbelievable. And then she wakes up. And yeah, Mystic Lady knows, like, you spoke with the father. So this is all in, like, yeah, magic. Okay.
And then they do the heist. And they steal... Wait, I want to see... Like, it literally is...
That wasn't Soren doing that. They slipped a slide burning hot metal to get it off. But look at that. Yeah. Random crap.
It's a car engine. That's an engine.
Yeah,
Okay.
sci-fi, FTL tech.
There's literally, we have references of them. They're shown in the games. They use them. They use one to make a bomb, right? To cut a Covenant ship in half and send half of it to another side of the galaxy. And it's massive. They have to put it on the back of a bloody thing where a tank would go. Like, yeah, and I just, yeah, okay.
Yep, here, so he crushes his foot.
Also, it's his wife. Crushes his foot.
Oh, yeah, and she's like, gives up on him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right, and he's back home.
And so this is the scene where it's like, I gotta go help her. It's like, no, you don't. She's awful. She left you for dead.
Yeah.
Literally, left you for dead. You could have started it, died, anything, right? And there's no context. Like, because we weren't showing the scene, she didn't leave him water, she didn't leave him with any radio or anything. All context is she left him for dead, and he could have died with no help, and he's like, I need to help her. She's all on her own.
Dude, I think you were so right when you said that looks like his... It could even be grandmother.
I know, it looks like his mum.
Kind of looks like Michael Jackson a little bit.
Again, it seems like they have something against traditional beauty.
Yeah, they absolutely do.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, back on Magdalene. They just take this Indian lady and shoot
alright.
her. So she goes back, and for some reason, they collected the dead, but they did literally nothing else. And
Yeah.
this is a pumping station. So
It's a very valuable bit of
yeah.
infrastructure.
And that other dude's in charge now, and
Exactly.
he said that he shut off one of our most valuable resources. That was one of his things against her father.
But now, why isn't he?
Yeah.
The pumping station, use it. You got it.
And it's full of alien weapons that can basically cut through anything and kill people in one hit. Also, you know how they made the technology for Spartan shields? Mm-hmm. They reverse engineered it from Jackal shields. Mm-hmm. So if there's elite shields there...
The rebels or the bad guy could have really useful stuff.
Also, their stuff can turn invisible. You could take over the galaxy if you had that sort of tech. Because the Covenant seem to not be doing it. Yeah, just aliens laying around everywhere. I want to see Soren.
Alright, look at that jacket. Look at that. Like, it's just this flayed kind of opening. It's like, yeah, he's a fashion designer.
Yeah. Even his, like, everything about him. Yeah.
And this is the cartoonishly villain thing. It's like, okay, you can go, and then he shoots her in the back. It's like, yeah, mustache twirling villain crap.
Yeah.
And then she just finds exactly what she needs. Like a letter that has the location of the magic stuff.
Yeah, but also she grabbed a bunch more of those letters when she heard people showing up.
Did she?
There's one, like I'll show you. Yeah, see?
And
Grabs a bunch more. They're going to show us that in the next couple episodes, probably.
Probably.
Yeah. And I want to see if Soren has the cut on his face.
Yeah, Soren appears.
Oh! Doesn't look like he has a cut.
Well, let's see if he gets it in this fight, because if he does, you're right. Oh,
There is a bit of
there.
a cut there.
There is
Okay,
a cut,
okay. But if he gets a deeper one in this fight, then... Okay, let's keep...
And so, this scene, in context, makes it feel like Soren did not come with a gun. Okay? And he asked for his gun back, and she won't give it to him. And I'm thinking, why didn't you freaking bring a gun? And then later on, he suddenly has a gun.
Yeah, suddenly has a gun. I guess they just kind of forgot.
And okay, so what's weird, right? He has a gun, and then he decides to ask for that golden handgun he got from a random goon in one of the previous episodes, right? So it should be nothing special, but now it's like, it's my gun, give it back.
Okay, so and
They come with so many men.
Yep.
Like he comes with over 50. Like the numbers, there's heaps here.
Yeah. Into the control room.
And he doesn't know that they're dealing with a Spartan. They think it's just this one little girl. Dude, 5 men, just to be safe. And that's probably overkill as well.
Or the place is highly flammable. Maybe just drone it or something. You're in the future.
Yeah.
They had drones on the planet before. Anyway. Or
So look at those glasses.
maybe wait for it to come out.
Yeah, just is announcing their presence.
He's a fashion designer. My father hated you. Yeah.
Yeah. That's supposed to be a...
And wait.
Sorry, go back, because we saw his gun. Go forward.
Oh, forward.
Yeah. There.
Yeah,
So
he's got a gun.
he brought a gun, but then he's using the golden gun, but we don't see him switch, remember?
They don't switch,
Yeah, it's just...
But also, just take our attention to the fact that all the bad guys are basically
Yeah, they look a
like
certain way, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah, that seems to be consistent.
Yeah. All right, and
Yeah, they want to release the gas to the explosion, can't get there, so now there's like a thing. She opens up and they find... Oh, is
wait.
that where she hands the gun?
She handed the gun back.
Oh, there she does.
Okay, there
my
we go.
bad, my bad.
We'll redact that one.
We'll concede. Still, and then they magically find a heap of cash. It's like, holy crap. First of all, that's futuristic money. It's doubloons.
Probably not convenient to carry.
It's space pirate treasure.
It'd be good to know if they could be like, one of these coins is worth so much.
I wonder if they're supposed to be like bitcoins and that's like coding on it or something.
Probably, yeah. That's what they think a Bitcoin is.
But no, bitcoins, you can actually get coins that have the code number on it.
That's dumb.
Okay, so maybe I'll give it a pass. Maybe if it's cryptocurrency.
I mean, the value of the coin would just be in the number. You copy the number, you've got the coin. Alright. Yeah, alien... Okay, this isn't fair. Yeah, well, ugly buggers. Well, he has his face ripped in half.
A bit mean.
Yeah.
He'd be considerate about his circumstances.
Yeah.
Okay, so wait, go back. All right. Again.
No, this is it, trust me. Comes around the corner.
No, go back, because it showed him that he's fighting out of the bunker, right? So
he just shot.
They haven't really shown, or especially because he opens that door and is shooting outside that door. And the next scene, he's suddenly teleported away and they can't find him. It's like, it's almost surrounded. You wouldn't lose sight of him, but now in the very next scene, he's hidden and they're looking for him. It's like...
Here we go. So it comes around the corner, literally looks that way.
You're right. He would have seen him. Holy crap! This show is so bad.
Anyway.
And then this fight scene is also like, there's a guy in this exchange, literally has a gun, and instead of shooting him, runs up towards him into melee combat. That guy who's right in front of us here, he just ran right in instead of shooting him from a distance.
Don't get killed without me!
Yes.
And they're all dead, yeah. She's going through the tunnels. Snaps this dude's neck.
Yeah, and he could just use guns.
Yeah.
And he doesn't pick up anyone's gun either. He's like...
Get the girl.
And they seem to be using, weapons that have a higher ammo capacity and everything like that. And Soren decides to stick with his 6-shooter, essentially.
Yeah.
And not pick up a single other gun. And there's even a part where he's trying to reload. He's like, there was other good guns for these other guys you killed, and he's leaving him.
And so this is weird. This is a pipe, but it's also an exit hatch.
Yeah, I don't know. And then, she fights the guy. Look, I'm glad I was expecting that she would fight him off because she has to be... But at least they've been pretty consistent that she's not a good fighter, okay?
I mean...
Except for the sneaking and the tasering bullcrap.
But who's she fought? She fought, like, this guy. This is a good fight. This is a good fight scene. She gets grabbed from behind somehow. Oh, wait, no, yeah, here we go. She tries to run.
Oh, crap,
gets grabbed. Pushed up against the wall.
Pushes back, I could believe that. So far, so good.
But the fact that...
And then she can't get away. She's getting overpowered. She knocks him down. No. He got shot. Okay, he got shot, yeah.
She somehow evades this dude.
Yeah, but she gets the, alien grenade.
But if he stood, like, the cover's really short. Like, look at the cover that she uses to evade this guy. She's crouching on, like, you can see that if he stood up.
Well, he sees her.
Yeah, but consistently, you can't. It's not hard to lose track of a target, especially if the cover's that short, and you're like trying to keep track of them.
And she's obviously snuck around.
She went around the other side. You would have heard and seen this.
If you see that, you might just look to the other side and it's like, oh.
But just based on periphery vision, you'd see it.
You're like, what? Something's on my back! Something's on my back! Maybe take off your jacket.
It looks awful though. Yeah. Like it doesn't even in the games. It doesn't look like it looks like it should look like dry ice. Basically, really? It should look like it has steam coming off it like dry ice.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure that's how it sticks. And kills that dude and gets shot.
Yeah, and it's the bad guy that shoots in the neck around there.
Yeah.
And then she finds.
Does he have I want to see if he has a thing. Turn your head, mate. Turn your head. Okay, he's not going to. We'll see in the next shot. Finds the gun with one bullet in it. How does she know it even has ammo in it?
I know, right? Oh, it should have an ammo display on the thing. But...
No, he doesn't have the cut.
No, there's the little scar there.
Yeah, I know, but he doesn't have a fresh one.
Not a fresh cut, yeah. So it was intentional.
It was intentional, yeah.
Then the big explosion.
Which is a tiny
Can we go back? Because I want to show the fire going through that door. So they're running to the thing. So he gets vaporized. They close. Look at the fire coming through this.
Yeah.
And then that's in the and now the explosion goes bigger, wipes out everything. Okay, we get an aerial shot. All right, with pausing, with enough force to get that much flame through when the explosion was in its lower stage, and then equating that with the larger explosion, that entire compartment is utterly vaporized. They are full of fire.
Well, not even the small fabric tents are vaporized, so
Full of
explosions.
crap. And no debris coming. Oh, there's little bits of debris,
But
but
it's
nothing
tiny
serious.
for a pipe that's meant to sustain being able to go
know.
into space.
Yeah.
And then, the space mystics are happy with that.
And then they get out their phone. Mm-hmm. And no cut.
And it starts
It
raining.
starts raining.
The same flammable material it just blew up.
Or that's why it can't be. It has to be water. And we're like, literally, this is just the sky has opened up and decided to rain water down upon them.
Now, there are some engines
Look
that...
at how fake that arm looks.
It looks
dude.
ridiculous, yeah.
Oh my
But
goodness.
there are some engines that when you burn hydrogen, the byproduct is water, but still,
okay,
like...
maybe, yeah.
But that's literally just pure hydrogen, you know? Yeah, and so it's the same...
Well, hang on. Deuterium is a type of hydrogen then.
It's a different type of hydrogen. It's also extremely flammable, and in the byproduct of using it, there's nothing that says it creates water.
Oh, let's have a look. No, it doesn't look like it does. So, okay, yeah. Act of God.
Then he gets on the spaceship.
And I hate how they were just like, oh, they're acting happy and friendly. It's like, you hate each other. Don't give us this bull crap.
And it's the exact same spaceship.
Yeah.
Like, basically
Just all fancy and polished up, like it was rebuilt. And that's the episode.
It. Wait a minute. Okay. Are you f***ing kidding me? You have the gall to
After an episode like this. Wow. Halo, this is episode 7?
Sick. Wait.
7, I think.
7?
I think this is episode 7.
7!
What
Oh, man.
a steaming pile of crap.
The fact that they chose to make it episode 7, like in the Halo Bungie games, 7, they use 7 as like an Easter egg number for like everything. And they've just, we'll give it to Kwan, episode 7.
This is just...
343 actively hate Halo. They literally hate what it was, and they're trying to do everything they can to destroy it. They've basically admitted this.
Yeah.
They basically have. Like, they've said that Microsoft came to us and said, change everything. And Frankie was happy to oblige. Anyway, I can't.
Wow.
And they defend this show, and they're as much at fault for this.
If 343 is defending this show...
They do.
Wow.
They literally try to justify the changes. They've apparently worked very closely with the people. They sent Kiki Wolfkill in. even so you know how we watched The Defense the other day, which I've still got to finish? He said that the dude in the video said, it's because Microsoft didn't want anything changed, right? I went and saw an interview from Frank O'Connor who said, when he took over, he said, okay, so we've still got plans to do a Halo movie, but we're going to have to change everything about it. I've got the quote.
Yeah. My goodness, well, look, we're in it for the long haul, we will be. We do appreciate you guys joining us. This is amazing. This show is...
It
is impressively bad.
Impressively bad. It deserves an award for how bad it is.
It really does. It really does. Oh my goodness. We appreciate you joining us, guys, and we'll see you on the next watch. So until then, stay watchful.